You see, I'm made out of tough stuff.
You are.
What about stories about Grandma and Grandpa?
Yeah. The baby got a full.
Bud and Lizzie.
Bud and Lizzie. Well, they've just been Bud and Lizzie ever since I could be.
Now, wasn't it true that Grandma used to go out and make snow angels?
Oh, yeah. Every time it snowed, not every time, but rather.
The first
time she'd go out and lay out on the foot. And every time it snowed, Pop always got out and washed his hands and face in the snow.
Really?
Yeah. And he's ran around the house barefoot.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they were married in April and had apple blossoms for their wedding.
And every year he'd get some, if the blossom wasn't blooming, right, he'd get something that resembled it.
Yeah, I can still remember that.
And they'd have oysters. Oysters on their anniversary.
Oh, yeah. Minnie Poppet helped her make her wedding dress, and they was married in that where she lived.
Oh, at Manny's house there, right? Is that right? I didn't know that.
And
No,
they decorated the house. And,
Manny Prophet's house.
Yeah.
The house right there
That's
across.
where Grandma and Granddad were married?
yeah.
Really?
That was
Well,
a
that's
pretty house.
neat. That was a pretty house, and Minnie was such a pretty lady, you know. And
They
she,
were great friends, Mama.
yeah, and Minnie always called her husband Mr. Prophet.
Yeah.
She called him, "Oh, Mr. Prophet, do you want something to eat?" Or
Yeah, that's how I do Larry. All the time. Yeah, all the time.
Well, that wasn't a bad thing for all of you. Yeah.
Thanks for thinking of that, Dale.
I don't think I want to do that. I don't want it. I don't want it.
What are some stories you can remember back just life with Grandma and Granddad when you were kids growing up?
Well, one little incident happened to me. I went down, we lived up on the farm, and I went down to Pottersville to visit a girlfriend and stay all night. And Mama said, "You get back up here home and help me plant the garden in the morning." Well, they were going fishing. So Miss Hopkins even wrote a note to tell Mama that they begged me to go fishing, and I went fishing. Well, when I got home, it was about 4 o'clock. Mama was down in the garden working and all of it. And I lost my note. Going up there. Mama had a little switch, and she switched it.
Oh.
They were pretty strict, weren't they?
Yeah.
They made you mind.
We knew when they said something. I know she just. Wayne he was full of meanness. And she whipped him a lot. He climbed up a tree and she
Whipped him up. Yeah, he remembered that because he said, "I got just the right height for her that she didn't have to bend a bit."
But Pop never did whip me. But he did the boys a time or two. But we knew when he said to do something, we did it. We didn't talk back to him either.
And you kids all had chores to do.
Yeah, we did our part, and I milked a many old cow's tit.
I can remember the smokehouse. I can remember when everybody would come down to our place and we'd butcher.
Yeah,
Scald the hogs and
yeah. Oh, I always loved to be around when they killed hogs.
it's always cold.
But Daddy used to tell a story about asking Granddad or telling Granddad to tie his shoes. And Granddad said, say please.
Said, Papa, please tie my shoe.
Yeah, say, Papa, please tie my shoe. And Daddy would say, I can't. And they went over and over, and Granddad kept saying, say, Papa, please tie my shoe. And Daddy would say, I can't. He would say, you can't what? He said, I can't say, Papa, please tie my shoe.
Well, what about Aunt Gladys? Tell us something about her.
Well, she was red-headed, curly-headed. She wore long curls for, well, when she's a little girl. Well, Dale, there's your guy.
Hello. There you are. There's an interview with Lee Hall.
We're videotaping that.
Oh,
Have a seat.
I'm the queen for the day.
Ready to get your, or they?
So,
She's the queen.
how old were you kids when Aunt Gladys married her?
Oh, I was married.
You were already married. Now, was Gladys the oldest?
Yeah. And she passed away when she's 35.
35, and she was ready to have a baby any day, wasn't
Yeah.
she? It was right before I was born.
Well,
Because they gave Mom the clothes.
oh,
Gladys had made a lot of them,
yeah, she's deceased.
and they gave Mom the baby clothes for me.
Granddad said he would pay for anyone to go to, any of the kids to go to high school, and he cut ties so Gladys could go to high
So
school.
she could go to high school, and he offered all of us a chance to go on. I quit in the third year and
In high school?
Wayne, I don't know what the first year was, but 2 years.
And Wayne went to Kansas to the oil fields
Oh, yeah. Well, that was,
after he left school.
no, that was before.
He quit school to go.
Yeah.
I thought I had his diploma from Bakersfield High School. Did he not graduate from Bakersfield?
No, we all three in the third.
Were you?
In the third year, June.
Maybe he just completed, maybe.
We all got smart on it.
Yeah.
Maybe he forged-
Daddy used to tell the story about when he got ready to leave. Granddad told him, son, don't ever get down when you don't have the money to call home.
You know, him and that's his bucket paper wrote home for money to come home on.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I know Daddy talked about when he went to Kansas to work in the oil fields, and he bought him a new little roadster, whatever kind it was, I don't know. I know he had a Hudson Hornet or something like that one time.
Yeah, but he had one of those. What was his first car? You drove it some, I think, didn't you?
Well, yeah.
It was a real nice one, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
brand new. He came home.
Proud of it.
Yeah. I drove it to Bakersfield to get Hayward. Opal and I went. Once I got to going real fast. Boy, it didn't take much to push it. But we got there, got back.
I remember Daddy telling about when Aunt Gladys died, was dying. He got a telegram,
Yeah.
and so Mom was due to have her baby.
Yeah.
But she had sisters out there, so he said he got in the car and he was just driving, I don't know how fast, but he got stopped by a patrolman. And he said, I just handed you the telegram. And he said, go and be careful, and I hope you make it in time.
That was really nice.
Yeah.
Does Irene have any sisters living now?
Yes, she has Aunt Marion and Aunt Marge is still living.
I thought maybe the girls.
Yeah. Yeah, Aunt Marion, she was the baby.
And the oldest one is still living.
Oh, she is.
She's in a nursing home. She's had a stroke or two, but she, well, I guess.
What about Aunt Gladys's daughter in California? Does anybody hear from her? Is it Nita? Is that her name?
Yeah,
Yes.
Nita. Do you know where Nita is, or if you heard anything at all?
She just won't, she said she'd never come back again.
Yeah.
Opal used to have contact with her,
Yeah.
but I don't think she has contact
Now,
with
Wolf was trying to contact her several times. Well, she said when she left it, or maybe when Opal called her or something, anyway, she said, why don't I just, said I'll just give her stepsister my address, said you just call her.
She was a funny girl.
So I don't know whether she's living or,
Let's see. Nita's older than me, but was she about your age, Dale?
younger than me.
Is she younger? So she'd be between us. She's probably about 62 or 63. Well, how old was she when Gladys died? 4?
two.
2. Okay, so she's...
And we kept her for a while.
Yeah.
When we lived in Bakersfield.
I was wondering how well drilling got to be the trade.
Langston family.
Yeah.
Well drilling. How did they get started in that?
Well, I guess I thought my grandpa Langston came from Kentucky, but I don't know.
Well, he may have.
And I guess I don't remember him ever working, because they lived up close to the folks. But I guess he was a well driller too, I think. And then the boys owned.
Scraps boys and
Yeah,
granddad.
there's about 4 of them that's in the well drilling business,
Yeah. Anybody else have some?
Well,
See, I don't know anything at all about Grandma's family.
Well, I don't either. I know they lived up there on I remember Grandma. She had a tumor on her neck. And she was tall.
Oh, was she? But now, see, I don't remember Uncle Bob or Uncle Clint or Grandma being very tall.
Oh, you know. Oh, there's 8 or 9 of them.
She had 8 or 9 brothers and sisters.
Sister and Aunt Mabel. Uncle Arch, Uncle George, Uncle Bob,
Clint.
I guess about 6.
6 kids.
Just a little.
So there was only 2 girls and 4 boys.
Yeah.
Lorena, did your grandma and granddad live to be pretty old, or what did they die of?
Well, my grandmother wasn't very old.
Was it that tumor that she died of, or?
Well, I really don't know. I think it seemed like it was heart trouble. I remember being sick while I was going over there she didn't live very long that I can remember.
Yeah.
Where are they buried, Lorena?
At Pottersville.
They're in that Pottersville Cemetery?
Yeah, I'd like to go down there sometime and see. But, yeah,